Arthur Conan Doyle, Scottish surgeon and writer. So he took inspiration from his master, a kind of a senior surgeon, Dr. Joseph Bell. Dr. Joseph Bell was an intelligent surgeon and he's known for his wit and others. So when Arthur Conan Doyle thought, okay, he's going to write stories, a kind of detective stories, he he took Joseph Bell as a model and created Sherlock Holmes. And not just Sherlock Holmes, and Sherlock Holmes' friend, Dr. Watson. And this is a famous address, 221B, Baker Street, London, the place where Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson resided, lived, and from there they operated. And Sherlock Holmes, a famous antagonist, major antagonist, or a kind of what we say, the most famous antagonist, Professor James Moriarty, 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 what we call in English nemesis, the antagonist of antagonists, and he is called the Napoleon of crime. So there are totally 4 novels and 56 stories in which we have these characters, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. The 4 novels, the first one, A Study in Scarlet. Then we have the other 3 novels in which we have these characters. The Sign of the Four, The Hound of the Baskervilles. You might have read this story, The Hound of the Baskervilles, often prescribed. Then The Valley of Fear. So these are the 4 novels in which we have Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And the first novel is very significant because in which he also not only introducing Sherlock Holmes, he also introduces the magnifying glass. See, generally a magnifying glass is used for reading or for other purpose, but here the magnifying glass is used by Sherlock Holmes as a tool of detection. Now, when we see, detective fiction or detective movies, thrillers and spies, people use this magnifying glass as a tool of detection. So the credit should go to Arthur Conan Doyle. Then some of his famous short stories, A Scandal in Bohemia. This is the first short story in which he introduced Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. You should remember, this is the first novel. A Study in Scarlet is the novel in which he introduced Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Other famous short stories, The Final Problem, The Empty House, The Speckled Band, something with snake, and The 5 Orange Pips. And these stories were published in a magazine called the Strand Magazine, S-T-R-A-N-D. Then let's talk about this famous short story, The Story of the Lost Special, about a train which was lost. A train left a station, but it didn't reach another station. But we are not bothered about the story, but we are more bothered about its philosophy. In this story, Sherlock Holmes says, when the impossible has been eliminated, the residue, however improbable, must contain the truth. So this is his philosophy, or this is his strategy to find or solve the mysteries or cases. See, first you have to eliminate the impossible. Then what is left, however improbable, you can say this is not at all possible, however improbable, that must be the truth. So you have to believe that and you have to find the solution. So that's his philosophy. Next, Arthur Conan Doyle also is known for his other famous works, The White Company and The Lost World, in which he created a character called Professor Challenger. But when it comes to Sherlock Holmes, this character faded away, Professor Challenger, but equally important, Professor Challenger.